getting started here. We're on the air. Dun 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 dun. Boom 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 boom.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
Said.
Welcome everybody to this Scott Kersner show. Today's show is Girl Friday on Saturday and us, and we'll tell you what that means. There are three of us here is what it means, and one of them you may be familiar as Girl Friday. Hello, Girl Friday.
Hello, WS. Yes.
And Laura.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so we have a wide-ranging discussion show today. We'll have it in half-hour segments. And who would like to start? Got something to say?
I think we all have something to say.
Oh, we all have.
To talk. I want to talk the most. So when I start off.
Well, you better
Laura,
get up closer to this because.
No, I don't want to start.
Laura doesn't.
Okay,
I'll start.
All right, you start.
Are we getting loud enough?
Yeah, I'm loud enough.
Okay, so the thing I want to talk about is we just got notification from the
You're
courts.
down low.
We just got notification from the courts that our supervisor, Efren Carrillo, has been charged finally, since it has been going on for many months since his July arrest outside a woman's home that could have led to his removal from office. Mm-hmm. But he is back in office. He's been presiding at his desk in the supervisor quarters. But yesterday, the prosecutors filed a single misdemeanor charge of peeping Thursday against Sonoma County Supervisor Efren Carrillo. And peeping is a less serious charge, which will probably let him stay in office. And it's called peeking, I know, but I like the word peeping better because it seems like peeping is a more usable term.
Well, it's the old phrase "peeping Tom" is basically about peeking in someone's window.
Yes, peeping Tom.
And this is what occurred.
Yeah, not everybody agrees that that's what actually took place. We should say that. And we may never know.
Well, does anyone know what actually took place?
Well,
we all have our opinions.
I don't know that he even knows. He's been in recovery for substance abuse, and I don't know. It depends on which substances. It's hard to tell what he would know about that.
I'm thinking he could have been on Ambien, which is something that causes you to do strange things, or along with alcohol. It could have been. He might have been over amped on leaves. I mean, if you go to the Northeast, you can travel up there and look at their colors this time of year, and you're called a peeping leaf peeper. So he may have been, examining her leaves for all I know is the charge.
Wow, that's a very rich and very mysterious way to put it. Very ambiguous.
I think he was in a blackout.
Oh,
a blackout. Okay.
Yeah. You mean alcoholic blackout?
I do.
Well,
but we don't know, and I don't.
I don't want to project.
No.
I don't think you should be in office, though. I don't think you should keep a seat.
I think he should stay in office until the election, and then people decide at the regular election. Otherwise, it gets too expensive to recall him or something else. He's already lost a lot of supporters in this county, and I know that he had dreams of going on further into politics. But what happened to Weiner? Did Weiner go on and do more political?
Well,
did he get appointed to anything? Did he run for something?
He wasn't charged with the same thing, and I don't know. I think he's pretty much a goner politically, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's a wash-up too. I mean, it's for the same similar kind of. Whatever you want to call it, kind of a sexual indiscretion or crossing a boundary, with, in terms of, it's old school politics in a lot of ways, but now it's just sort of flushed out and aired immediately after it happens.
Right.
Although we still don't know what happened. So
we don't know.
But why is it okay? It's not okay,
Okay, well.
It's not okay. Well, he was running around in his underwear, for one thing. And his socks. Underwear and socks outside at what time in the morning?
3
in the morning. So it was odd. It was odd, but it not necessarily illegal. Unless, what? I guess you're not supposed to peek into people's windows.
Well, you're not supposed to climb up to the window and pry open their screen. And
did he actually do that?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
That was...
that wasn't... defined
Well, that
in
was
the charges.
that would have been the peeping part of it, I believe, but they didn't have breaking and entering. Anyway, yeah, this is when you're in the public eye, you have everybody talking to you, talking about you, and that's what we've been doing today. So, what else do we want to talk about?
Just break in.
Okay, I want to talk about the 49ers.
Okay.
And what I wanted to talk about was, boy, oh boy, I still care about the 49ers. And the reason I say
Why
that...
wouldn't you? I mean, what
well,
happened?
because I really am one of those that agrees that sports are a diversion. They're a form of entertainment, and that they
trying
keep
to put
us...
the electorate asleep? You mean try and make us forget
You know,
about
you know what they say
warming?
about bread and circuses. That we those are diversion. That it's a diversion, and so I do feel a little bit.
I mean, if we go to the 49ers game, we'll forget about the pipeline.
Well, the thing is, on Mondays, I notice if they win, I feel better, and if they don't, I don't. And that means I'm emotionally attached to that, even though I think of them as
what's
gladiators.
The downside of that?
The downside of that is that if I get depressed about what a sports team does, there's nothing I can do about that.
But you can turn the channel or go to another sports team.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I did when the Giants lost.
Uh-huh.
I immediately glommed on to the Red Sox because they became my team when I went back to Boston one time on a business trip with my husband. And
that would be me here.
Yeah. And I saw Mother Goose's grave there, and
you saw what do you mean you saw Mother Goose's grave?
Mother Goose is buried in Boston in that patriotic walk that you take on in Boston.
Mother Goose is, or the
Mother Goose got a gravestone there. Mother Goose is buried there.
What does that have to do with the Boston Red Sox?
Well, it's in Boston, and my being there and getting to know Mother Goose and these big beards, the Boston team is wearing these wild beards, sort of like the 49ers.
The Giants did it a few years
I
ago.
meant the Giants, yeah. Sort of like the Giants, yeah. So I switched teams. So just switch teams if you get depressed.
Okay, well, I don't want to switch teams. I hope that they have a good bye week, and I hope they come back and go all the way to the house. Yeah, right.
Are they playing this weekend?
No, they have a bye this weekend.
That's what that's
they won
called.
4 in a row, and they're looking good. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think there's anything wrong with a distraction, Scott. I mean, hell, chocolate cake's a distraction.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Coffee is a
But
distraction.
maybe are you talking about the big money industry that sports is? Is that what?
Here's the thing: people will spend $100 to a seat or more to watch a football game, and it would never occur to them ever to pay $100 to listen to a politician just describe to them, for instance, the real issues with Obamacare or something like that. And I'm one of them. Mm-hmm. I mean,
you'd rather watch a game than spend money.
Yeah, so I'll spend it on entertainment that I wouldn't spend on. Yeah. By the way, we went to a very enlightening discussion of the Obamacare as practiced in California this week at the Vets Building in Guerneville, California. It was very good.
Yes, and it didn't have much to say for seniors, but it did have a lot to say about how to apply. And they have provided you with a good online system or local people that you can go talk to and get plenty of feedback of which type of coverage you need or want.
Well, I know they're shooting for young people. They really want to sign up the young people because it's the young people's investment in the program that will actually pay for the seniors and the elders.
Well,
and that's sort of the rationale, isn't it?
I'm not sure whether
that's a good point.
But they are expecting the people that are unretired to pick up a piece of what it costs to cover the people that are retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of discussion about what to do about the undocumented workers at businesses. They were focusing on small businesses mainly at this particular talk, and they had people there to say things like there are ways for undocumented workers to get health care in California if they are children, pregnant women, or seriously injured, of course.
That's always been the case.
Yeah, and it should have been the case. And I can see the problem of it not being on a formal health care because it's such an unpopular topic in the country.
What is?
Undocumented workers getting health care.
Yeah.
But it's something you have to pay for, so it's, I don't know. I guess you don't have to pay for it if you're under a certain income.
Well, the way it generally ends up paying for it is what's passed along as a result of undocumented workers having an health emergency, and going to the emergency room at a hospital. And yet,
they get care there.
They do, but there are people that need care that are afraid that if they did go to the emergency room, that they would not receive any medical attention. Undocumented workers, not all of it. We hear a lot about how they're a burden on the rest of us. So a lot of them know that we feel that way, so they make a point of not using the care they could get.
Well, the other thing about that too is that what was I going to say? I think that some of the undocumented workers, the people that feel threatened or don't think that we should carry the poor or carry people who are undocumented, they're all sort of lumped in the same group in some ways. And they forget that these undocumented workers are exactly that. They're workers. They work. They actually, are a huge part of sustaining the California economy.
Yeah,
and much of the economy across the country. So
you bet.
People need to wake up and, really look at the whole picture instead of thinking who's on the dole and why am I carrying them and my tax dollars covering their care. It's archaic. It's a different world.
My brother lives in Houston, and he points out that you go to the places where they're standing around during the summer in Houston when it's an oven, and they're standing around in the sun waiting to get a job. Who else is going to do that? And they do get those jobs. Those are the people that actually do that work, and they don't have competition. There are no gringos out standing around in the sun waiting to get hired to do day labor.
Yeah,
well, that's true. That's true for our small town as well. I've always found it very curious, where you might hear at the coffee shop by a couple of guys, I can't find a job, and a couple of white guys sitting around drinking coffee and paying $4 a cup for it, and saying things like, I just can't get a job, but they don't stand around on the corner with these guys they picked up. They could have made, let's say they worked 6 hours digging a ditch. The standard rate right now for picking up folks on the corner is like at least $10. It used to be like $7, but it's $10 now. That's $60 in one day that this
15.
White guy could make, but they don't stand together, and this is that sort of silent apartheid thing we have going.
Yeah,
which I find fascinating, because I would stand there with those guys.
Really, if I needed money, I'd be there in a minute. I mean, you've got a family to feed. You should be down there, waving your hand. White, whatever.
Well, the interesting thing, though, and this is my prejudice, that let's say the big pickup comes by, the homeowner drives by, looks at the guys, checks them out, looks them up and down. Who's going to be the good worker? They're not going to pick the gringo.
No.
They're going to pick the strong-looking Mexican guy with the strong back.
Yeah.
It looks like he's been working every day of his life. And that's part of the whole prejudicial element of this. I think it's a fascinating topic, and it just goes on and on. We don't.
Well, we
can
talk on and on about it. Do we?
No, we don't. I think that's pretty much wrapped up. I'm just saying that I do have strong feelings about it. I always wanted to work in the vineyards, and